So, Paramanpu and all the Vaishnavas, now we're 4 minutes in, not 5 minutes in, but we'll start a little promptly because I have to leave a little early today. I need to leave at whatever 45, in other words, in 15 minutes earlier because of Gaura Pūrṇimā, a little bit of a busy schedule running this morning, which is happy to do. So anyhow, obeisances to each other and to one and all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And because we're all on the Back to Basics program, back to Basics program, then we all know that our morning Vandanam is in fact all encapsulated in one verse. So let us say together that one verse, which begins Vandeham. So slowly together. Vandeham Śrī Gaura Śrī Yuta Kamalang Śrī Gurun Vaishnavangscha Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Śrī Vishakanvitamscha. Everything is there, but still we say Om Gyan Timarandasya, and still we say Namo Mahavaranyaya. So these two verses. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Śrī Guruve Namaha. And Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvije Namaha. And all of you know all of the meanings of all of these words, so you know what you're saying. So we're very happy for that. And we say Panchatattva Maha Mantra and Maha Mantra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with your side, the Western side, the Pacific time side, which is where actually our Back to Basics is based, and hence the changes of time in different parts of the world. But for this program, based on Back to Basics, yes, in California. So we've been running on Californian time. So in California, it's the Adivas day. And actually, maybe with everybody, but here we felt Adivas mood because everything was coming from every direction all at once and all the time. And so that very much is the Adivas mood in Navadip, that everything is coming together. The parikramas have ended. The devotees are trying to, put everything together, get their cloths clean, do the decorations in the temple, do all the kind of preparations, making up the vyasasams and doing like all the things which take place on the day before Gaura Pūrṇimā. Oh, and picking up the pieces means cleaning everything. And so yesterday here was quite like that in our world, and able to have the digital side, which is quite a full flow, as well as the like the physical side here with the devotees and visitors coming, and the kiosk outside. And from that kiosk, it is a preaching kiosk. Nobody goes away without hearing the name of Krishna, hearing something. And you'll be surprised that people, they're essentially coming out to walk, to cycle, to get exercise because they're locked down. So they're actually local people rather than people coming from far away. And so anyhow, with all of this combined, then the Adivas day, which for us was yesterday, was like really a Navadip mood, full on, no spare moment and everything overlapping everything else day, which was a big reminder and a happy reminder. And in fact, the evening program in Navadip on the Adivas day would be generally quite sort of hectic as well, because everything's still taking place, taking shape for preparing for Gaura Pūrṇimā day. And devotees naturally would still be arriving, those who can only spend like a short time in India, so we're looking after the devotees coming. And in the earlier years, Gurudev would come down for that Adivas. And it may not be every year, but in the later, maybe 3 or 4 years or so, Gurudev didn't come down. He stayed up in his quarters, but he would be surrounded by many, many devotees. And so the devotees all be very eager for his association. And then downstairs, a little chaotic at this time. And then as soon as the evening program finishes in Gaura Pūrṇimā, then everyone's putting up mosquito nets in the Nat Mandir, because every corner of every veranda and room and hall or anything else gets filled with sleeping bodies, actually very tired sleeping bodies, because mostly they've all been on the parikramas and they've been up since early in the morning. So then the Nat Mandir becomes a bit of a jungle of mosquito nets, very cleverly put up, because there's a long gap between the pillars. So they like 3 mosquito nets joined one to the other, crossing the Nat Mandir. Anyway, just a little reflection about yesterday. But what I wanted to say was how, in general, we think that the festival is the festival day itself. But first of all, the Adivas day, Srila Gurudev told that there is fault on our part if we do not make preparation for the main festival on that Adivas day. So the Adivas is part of the festival. And then you can have an Adivas of an Adivas, but the Adivas means the day before, essentially. And so this is also part of the custom, that even if you don't really have anything to do, you should do something in preparation that the next day is going to be Gaura Pūrṇimā in this case. So we should all find something specifically to do. And then today is Gaura Pūrṇimā. And here we are, wearing new cloth in remembrance of Gurudev, who would give new cloth to the residents, not to 5,000 people, but to the residents of the temple who rely basically on the temple. Then he'd give new cloth. So by the grace actually of Sandeep and Maheshwari in Vrindavan, and then by the grace of a tailor here, because they sent cloth and by courier, which took 4 days, Vrindavan to different places around the world, seems to be very efficient, more efficient than within Europe, where I am, for sure. But then we got a tailor here, then made the cloth that a devotee found, made the cloth for free. I mean, the thing, so this is, but it's in remembrance of Gurudev, who would give out cloth each year. This was a traditional day. And with a bit of luck, your cloth will survive through 365 days until the next Gaura Pūrṇimā. Anyhow, it's Gaura Pūrṇimā time. And I mean, if we on the theme of back to basics, then it's good to know the etiquette that takes place each year at these times. And that Adivas is an important day. And again, Gurudev always looking after the devotees. He wants the devotees to be looked after. So he's always thinking of the devotees' welfare, and that also that the devotees will be able to be with him, because he says they've come to see me. So Gurudev is giving all his energy. Really, he's not sort of staying back and thinking, okay, everybody else will do everything, and he'll stay a little aloof and come just for the program. But he would be very much available as much as possible. And Gurudev always trying to nourish the devotees. And basically, he was everything of Caitanya Charitameter after our Guru Maharajas. I mean, of course, Guru Maharaj is everything, and Gurudev telling us Guru Maharaj is everything, but he was the everything of the mat, that why devotees are coming, everyone's coming to see him, to be with him, and he's saying this. So even those last years when, I mean, very unfortunately, the last couple of years with the pipes in his nose for the oxygen, which we didn't like to see. I mean, it's such a painful thing. But even in difficulty like this, he's giving himself to the devotees. So the Adivas day, very important, and the looking after each other, the family. So wherever we are, we should try to be also our devotee family conscious. Devotee family conscious, yes, makes sense. Conscious of the devotee family. And it's also a time to reach out to those who we maybe don't keep contact with, or we know they're out there somewhere. And then we give a little, reach out and say hello kind of thing. And we're also trying to do that. And here in Italy, by the way, got yesterday, those of you who know Bon Maharaj, Guru Maharaj's disciple, who I know from the moment he came into Caitanya Charitameter in maybe 1985, maybe, or 1986, he came to the mat. But we know him like for many years. But he's now aged. He must be 80 plus and not in the best of health. And so yesterday we had some contact with him, which was very sweet. Sometimes we don't hear from the devotees, but they're going on. They got their programs and going on. So devotion, devotees. We can't be in the devotional world without being with the devotees. And so Gaura Pūrṇimā, it's very much the time for the devotees, and devotees coming together. And it's not only around the world. In India, there are quite a lot of devotees that came sort of automatically, but first through one devotee, then through two devotees, then through three devotees in Bombay, in India, where now is Mumbai. And so they've come all the way from Mumbai, which is, it's more of a journey than flying from Los Angeles. When you come from LA or wherever, San Francisco, wherever it is, you get on a plane and just tolerate the plane. But it's quite different than getting on local trains in India for 2.5 days. I mean, you may not get any jet lag, but you get a lot of other austerities on the way. So only the later time did people really fly in India, because the airplanes were expensive, and they would be coming up on the train and not in the AC class. So the devotees would come together from all over. They'd come to Gurudev. And the festival, what is a festival for us? It is Nama Sankirtan, coming together, chanting the names of the Lord and associating with the devotees. And that means headed by the pure devotees, those who are bringing the upper world to this world. So the very purpose of coming to the Dham is to associate with the pure devotees. So Gurudev always wanting the devotees to be comfortable and apologizing every year, we can't give you the facilities that you are used to in the West. But actually, sometimes we see, especially after the Seva Ashram beside Govinda Kund was built, we can say, I've seen that we maybe now give better facilities than some have in their own home. I mean, it is a fact. It may be simple, but the facilities, they are there, what we need. Hare Krishna. Anyway, really, we're all in Gaura Pūrṇimā mood. It's Mahaprabhu's appearance time, and not to neglect Mahaprabhu. In fact, I mean, the opposite. 365 days a year, we have to have Mahaprabhu at the top, Nitai and Gauranga at the top, Guru at the top. But really our Mahaprabhu, this is the Mahaprabhu age. We have to say it again and again. And to say it and knock it into our heads again and again. The grace of Mahaprabhu. But then that doesn't mean that, oh, we're now going to chant japa of Mahaprabhu's name, etc. And this directly, Gurudev was asked about this, because sometimes devotees say, oh, we should then be chanting the Panchatattva Mahamantra instead of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Gurudev said, no, we follow the process that's been given to us. And when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you think this is not going to Mahaprabhu? So again, our consciousness, we have to wake up. Everything we do has to be Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna conscious. We are worshippers of Mahaprabhu and we're worshippers of Radha Krishna. So we have our directive of how to take the medicine. We've been given the medicine, we've been told how to take the medicine, what exercise to take, what to do, what not to do. And this is intact now. This is the wonderful thing. And Gurudev himself says, if you tell 5 people, if 5 people are sitting there and the guru is giving instruction or a teacher is giving instruction, all those 5 people, they will have a slightly different take on it. And then when those 5 people each tell another 5 people, you've got 25 people who each are taking a bit of a different take than who they've heard from. And then in due course of time, things get changed around. But we want to keep as much as possible the purity of the original direction and instruction. So we've got that direction and instruction, which is all been revived, revised, presented to us cleanly and purely by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And really, this is the case. It's not that, we are in this line, so we say this. It was undisputed. It was undisputed. And those who came to challenge Srila Saraswati Thakur, they went away with their tail between their legs, as it were, the expression goes. Because that's what dogs do when they're all afraid. They kind of go running away. But Srila Saraswati Thakur wasn't defeating people just for the case of defeating them. Rather, he wants them to understand what you're doing is wrong. Be a devotee, be in this way, be in this manner. And then Saraswati Thakur to those who were faithful, who understood he's giving the very best thing, then giving his heart. Again, this heart to heart, but giving his heart to those devotees, establishing a system, establishing a good practicing program. And so one thing in this age is we've got so many records in the form of the books, the Harmonist and so many books of Srila Saraswati Thakur which exist, but also we've got our Srila Guru Maharaj, who everyone, all of the godbrothers of Guru Maharaj referred to in Srila Saraswati Thakur's time. And so there from Guru Maharaj's lotus mouth, we have so many recordings, as well as the books that have come and the compositions from his own pen. So this way, more and more, the devotees can keep their focus on the original understanding too, and whatever color is coming in due course, yes, okay, some adaptation here and there, out of time, place, and circumstance, but keeping always that ideal. And this is what Gurudev gave, so clean and so pure, and so much so, he wouldn't change some things in Navadip Caitanya Saraswat Mat, because Guru Maharaj established them that way. He said, we will here in the mat, we will keep as Guru Maharaj established, even if it may seem, or nowadays it's not so necessary. But Guru Maharaj did establish specific things in Caitanya Saraswat Mat, because at that time when he established the mat, that area was a Brahminical area, and there were many very educated persons who and following the scripture, following the like regulations of the Brahmanas, etc. And Guru Maharaj did not want to disturb them. And so he kept various standards in Navadip, which he didn't strictly enforce, or didn't say that this must be done. For instance, in Calcutta, Dum Dum Park. And Dum Dum Park, for me, I saw Dum Dum Park as like the example, or a good example for the centers around the world, because it was like the first branch, if you like, of our mat, which actually first started, as you may know, in Srila Prabhupada's house. His next door to his house above his laboratory was actually the location of the first branch of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat mat, as Gurudev very happily says. But Dum Dum Park was like, it was the branch of Chaitanya Saraswat mat, but yet it was so close to Navadip, and that Gurudev was, continuously going there, because all the official things, or many of the official things, have to be done in Calcutta, plus the preaching in Calcutta. So Gurudev would go there. And so we do see some adaptation, some change. For instance, in Navadip, no Westerner can go in the kitchen for the deities. But of course, in the Western world, how are you going to cook for the deities if you can't go in the kitchen? Okay, straightforward. But there in Dum Dum Park, it's not that Guru Maharaj made that standard in Navadip and then Gurudev is keeping that in Dum Dum Park, because Gurudev explained why Guru Maharaj did it. And because he did it, he kept it, even though, as we saw, the area, changed to having many people who came, especially from Bangladesh. When we were first in the mat, it was very quiet, that whole road and going down from there. But the border from Bangladesh to India is it's long, and how can you stop people flowing backwards and forwards? They speak the same language, they look the same. So there's so many Bangladeshis, they came over because for a Bangladeshi, India looks opulent. So something like from Mexico, America looks opulent. And so they cross the border. But America trying to put up a wall maybe, but it will never happen between Bangladesh and India. Oh, there is a wall. And people, in some parts there's a wall. People walk across it. It makes it easier for them to get across the swamp to go from Bangladesh to India. I've even seen the on the TV, they showed it one day. And I only ever watch the TV. We don't even really watch it, but Gurudev has it on to see something. One day on the news was this thing about they built the wall, and what's it done? It's facilitated people to cross over. The Bengalis are very, very expert. Yes, Radha Sundari Didi. I've been seeing the picture, similar to this picture you've shown, in my mind since maybe last week or the week before you showed out of your window so many high-rise buildings in Mayapur. It's not the Mayapur that I remember, which is like very much no high-rise buildings, but it was also predicted that a town would come up there in the future. But see, high-rise, and you're also in a high-rise building. You're in a flat in a building there. Anyhow, it's Gaura Pūrṇimā. It's the time of the Vaishnavas coming together, and of course the time of remembering Gauranga and following our worship in the line of the Vaishnavas. Why do we come to meet the devotees? Because the pure devotees, because they're coming to give us our fortune, tell us what to do, the right way to live, etc. So we came to Navadip, came to Guru Maharaj, came to Gurudev, and continuing the life that they've tried to extend to us, that they are extending to us. But whether we can receive or not, that is another matter. So it's Adivas Day in California, where we are timed But most of us, oh no, Rukmini. Dandavat Rukmini Didi, you're still on Adivas Day also.
Dandavats, Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Dandavats for all the devotees.
Mis reverencias a todos devotees del Señor Chaitanya. Govinda, Govinda. My best Spanish. Govinda,
Very
Govinda. Look at the city of Mayapur. My goodness. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. It's coming more and more. Always building now, and before Gaura Pūrṇimā mostly they build more and more, and it's so fast growing, these buildings. Soon, I don't know, soon it will be a very big city.
Okay.
And not only 5 floors, more 6 and 7 and 9 maybe.
I think Srila Prabhupada must be happy. This is another thing, Srila Prabhupada, he wanted many people to come to hear, and they're coming and they're hearing, and these are probably residential, right? Rather than for visitors, these are residential, I think. But Mayapur, really, you see the fame of Mayapur, when we look back, Bhaktivinoda Thakur went there, and basically the fame of Mayapur was lost, practically lost. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he rediscovered and he brought attention, but Guru Maharaj is saying in his Sujana Buddharadita Pada Yugang song about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that he spread the name and the name and glories of Navadip Dham. So we know that he's presenting what Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to be presented into the world. And then we know that through Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, this fame of glories of Navadip Dham has come all over the world. And this has all been with the potency of Srila Saraswati Thakur coming through Srila Prabhupada, through Guru Maharaj, through Gurudev, and we are so fortunate to be connected with them. And each of them have their own nature. This is also, Gurudev himself said, I am also Govinda Maharaj. I am Guru Maharaj's servant, but I am also Govinda Maharaj. He said like that. It's not that they are clones of each other. And I was in Mayapur one time. We would take invitations, when there's a festival, and we take invitations for the mats, especially, Gaura Pūrṇimā, every temple is having its own program. So not necessary to go to invite others to come to your program. Every temple is having a Gaura Pūrṇimā program. But the times like the Vyasa Puja or the disappearance days of our particular family, like Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's appearance day, etc., then we'll take invitations to each of the mats. And not just put in the post, but go there and invite the sannyasis, the leaders of the temples to come. And anyway, we went there. And I remember it was a Wednesday, and we're going through Mayapur, and we're going to the temples. We have some duty there. That's why we're going. And then I saw behind that, they call it the Lotus Building, right? In Mayapur, where the long building, which the brahmacharis and everyone stays in, which kind of leads up to the temple. Then behind that building, there is a bus, like a coach car park, a coach park for parking the buses that come to bring the pilgrims. And it was a Wednesday, and there were so many buses in there. And I asked, what's the special day? Why so many buses? And they said, it's not a special day. Every day is like this. And then I thought, oh, wow, look at that. And I thought Srila Prabhupada must be happy with that. That every day there must have been 15, 20 buses in there. And so these buses are coming, bringing, you can say tourists, But pilgrims, why are they coming to Mayapur? They're coming and maybe attracted by the opulence, the name and fame of ISKCON's mission. It's the headquarters. But they're coming and hearing about Gauranga, hearing about the Maha Mantra, etc. So Srila Prabhupada must be happy with that. And I thought that at that time. Anyway, I have to leave in 10 minutes. So does anybody have any question or burning thing to say or to ask? And Gaura Pūrṇimā is a fasting day until moon rise. And then also the offering is taking place and big kirtan taking place. But then no grains, in other words, anukalpa. And then tomorrow is the feasting day. And what a nice name for a feast, the Anandotsav, the Anandotsav, the joyful, I mean, Ananda joyful, not joyful of this world, the joyful festival, Anandotsav of Jagannath Mishra. What a nice name for a festival. And it is a happy festival because everyone gets prasadam. Everyone gets to sing, chant the Maha Mantra and get prasadam. And I don't have time to start to describe Anandotsav in Caitanya Charitameter over the years. But that, I mean, thousands of people come continuously to take prasadam. And anyway, I don't have time to do justice to the Anandotsav, but it is a big festival day. Let's stay with the Adivas and the Gaura Pūrṇimā day for now. Anandotsav is for another day. Hare Krishna. Yes, Praneshwari is putting up a hand, but I think Sevarupa also wanted. Did you want to say something, Sevarupa? Oh, you put your hands like this. It wasn't, oh, I want to say, yeah, okay. Praneshwari did.
Is there any special prayer that we should recite?
Yes.
For Gaura Pūrṇimā?
Yes. Two, and as I tell devotees, it's not only for Gaura Pūrṇimā, but it is definitely for Gaura Pūrṇimā. We've got that section of Caitanya Charitameter in the songbook, which is about just before Mahaprabhu's appearance, and then bringing all the gifts and all these things coming up to where the astrologer is and giving the prediction for the future. It's a wonderful section of Caitanya Charitameter to sing. And on scsmat.com, it's there. It's got that section there in today's selection. And also Guru Maharaj's song that he composed about Gaura Pūrṇimā. And we've already been singing these, by the way, and we're going to sing them again because they're so happy to sing. And they're good as this is what's going to happen, but also it is good. This is what is happening. So these two songs are both there in our songbook. In each edition of our songbook, you'll find those. And when we were singing, by the way, new things always kind of strike us when we read things again, when we sing things again. And we were singing this song from Guru Maharaj, and it's called Abhibhav. The title is Abhibhav something, I forget. But it's there in the songbook. You can look on the front where it says songs for special days, and then look for Gaura Pūrṇimā. You'll see the Abhibhav. Yes, Adivas, something in the title. And anyhow, in there, Guru Maharaj says, I mean, many wonderful things, but one of the things he says is that the Vaishnavas and the Hindus were chanting Hari Hari during that day, and it was Holi, which those of you who've been in India in Holi, and especially the Vaishnava parts of India, so Mathura, Vashana, Nandagram, this Vrindavan, all that side of India, and during this time, it's called the Holy Festival. And I cannot say I understand the mind of those who do it. They're all throwing dye. They're covering everybody with dye, with buckets of colored water, all these things. But in a festival mood, not in a malicious or, I'm going to ruin your clothes mood. So, by the way, I was thinking about that when I put on the new cloth, because today is Gaura Pūrṇimā, and actually we're thinking Gurudev is giving cloth on Gaura Pūrṇimā, we're putting on new cloth. But actually in real life, if we are in Vrindavan especially, and if we're in Navadip, we'll be very careful about putting on the new cloth that Gurudev gives us today, because you're very likely to have your new cloth, permanently christened. Is that the right word? We need another word for christened. Vaishnavismed, or holyismed in this case. They'll get covered in color, and that color does not come out, as anybody who's been holied knows. Oh, but the point is, because I have to be quick, the point is that everybody's in a happy mood, and it's a, can you say, from even long time ago, it's the traditional like happy holiday originating from remembering actually the gopis and Krishna. And I don't know what other pastimes, but it's a Hindu, happy holiday time. And so Guru Maharaj writes there that the Vaishnavas and the Hindus were all chanting the name of the Lord and all in very happy mood. And then, of course, the non-Hindus as well, means the Muslims and everyone, they're joking with the Vaishnavas and the Hindus. But I thought that point struck me, that the Vaishnavas and the Hindus chanting Hari Hari and taking the name, and then this time then Mahaprabhu appears. And really what a joyful picture we get. And as Guru Maharaj said directly, we see by hearing. And these two songs which are there in the songbook, please sing them happily. And if you have nothing else to do, when you get to the end, sing them again. No, there is no problem. No problem to do that. We can rub the sandalwood. And can we say, oh, Samantha's with us on I remembered the Facebook today, but I didn't look at it. Samantha in London, welcome. It's early in London and you're with us. This means that also, you see, it is a festival day all over the world, and certainly in Navadip, everybody's up early in the morning. Especially if they've been sleeping in the Nat Mandir, they've got to get up. You have no other way, because you're going to be invaded. So they've got to be up. So Samantha's up early. Madhava Priyadidi, Dandavats. She's sending a Dandavats to all the viewers too. And Indupati, yes, Indupati. Good. And I see Indupati Prabhu on our parikramas day by day and in many of the programs. And Madhavananda Das BRSSM is watching. Madhavananda Prabhu and Madhava Priya. Happy Gaura Pūrṇimā to all of. Oh, something happened. I moved my thumb and the window went. Oh, to all of you, Nitai Gaura Haribo Jai. And she sent some flowers to everybody.
Maharaj, and if you notice, Samantha in London, she has a badge that Facebook has given her as top fan.
As what? A badge of what?
Top fan, it says.
Soft fan. I don't understand.
Top fan.
What does that mean?
If you look there, it says Samantha Fairclough, London. When I put London, Fairclough, top fan. It means that she's always connected.
Okay, well done, Samantha. My thing shows, I mean, it doesn't show it, but it's only the small screen on the phone.
Oh,
but you're a tough fan. Very good. We need to be tough.
Not tough, top.
Oh, top. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Even better. Sorry, I misheard. Top fan.
I didn't pronounce it properly.
No, all is good, no problem. Okay, dear devotees, I do have to go this week, but it is Gaura Pūrṇimā, Vaishnava-centered. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Gauranga, Vaishnava-centered, Gauranga-centered. This is the thing, that the festival, we can try to come together as much as possible. And with the digital medium, we do have this much as possible opportunity. So anyhow, I need to go. Maybe Paramananda Prabhu would like to say a few words to the devotees. It's not that I'm saying everyone has to go away, because just as with the festivals, bringing the devotees to come together, this is wonderful. Not that we have to be always saying something.
Maharaj, you go to your programs, but in 1.5 hours, we meet in Chiang Mai, right? In
Whatever
Philippines also.
Before that, I have things to do.
I know.
I mean, I really do have
double
things
checking.
to do. So 1.5 hours in the future sounds like a long way away to me. So whatever time it is, you tell everybody. It's 5:30 Thai time, and my computer will tell me. It's 5:30 p.m. Thailand time. So you work that out. If you're asking me actually the question, I will tell you.
No, I'm just reminding you about Philippines.
Oh, Philippines. Oh, yes. Okay, so sorry, you see, there are many things happening today. Yes, and okay, I have a quick question. Is Goswami Maharaj coming to that program?
That Ananda Prabhu knows.
No, Maharaj prefers to speak for all the devotees, so his speech will be in the evening. He said that devotees in the Philippines can join the program as they usually do.
Yes. Okay, because there was some idea, or I heard maybe from Pranesh, I'm not sure, or from Rupa Vilas, that Goswami Maharaj just how we'll structure it. This is one of the reasons I need to go. I got to say goodbye. We don't like to say goodbye, but I'm on my way. Okay, have a wonderful day, and we'll see maybe all of you a little later on. And may Gauranga be pleased with our efforts. May Srila Prabhupada, may Guru Maharaj, may Gurudev, may the Vaishnavas all be pleased by our efforts, each one's efforts for remembrance and glorification of Gauranga. Lots of things to say. I'll leave you together. Dandavat pranam, vanchikalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Maharaj, now we know what the Parivrajak Acharya means.
Okay, you may say stories by yourselves, but I have to go. Parivrajak, or not Parivrajak, but just doing my duty. Govinda, Govinda.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.